Welcome to the broadcast in Dr. C. Keith Connor Field for today's matchup between the visiting Emmanuel College Lions and your Southern Wesleyan Warriors. Emmanuel College comes in with an 8-5 overall record, 1-2 in conference play. And Southern Wesleyan comes in with a 6-4 overall record, and this would be the conference opener for the Warriors. Pitching for the Warriors is number 11, Aaron Bennett. And leading off for the Lions is Brock Bockham. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back for strike one. Bockham is a senior from Snellville, Georgia. He waits for the 0-1 from Bennett. He slaps it over to the shortstop. He throws it to first. And he's out of there on a bang-bang play to start this game.
Now batting is number 9, Jake Nichols.
Timo Schau goes to his backside hand in order to dig that out and throw him out for the first out. Bennett delivers to number 9, Jake Nichols, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch is fouled back. Bennett now in control, 0-2. Warriors will play 1 today and host 2 tomorrow. First pitch tomorrow is at 1. 0-2 pitch now from Bennett. Off speed is hit down the left field line and foul. Nichols hitting .263 on the season. Down 0-2 here with 1 out in the top of the first. And he strikes out on 4 pitches. The Warriors quickly have 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Now batting is number 34, Quinn Tomasino.
And that brings up number 34, Tomasino. The big left-handed hitter. Steps in with 2 down here in the top of the first. First pitch swinging. He hits it foul for strike one. Oh, 2 pitch fouled off down the third base line. So 0-2, 2 outs. Here in the top of the first. And a slow roller to Bennett at the mound. He throws it to first, and it's in time, so the Warriors set the lines down 1-2-3. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So Shao leads off for the Warriors here in the bottom of the first. After the Warriors sat the Lions down 1-2-3 in the top. Shao at 2-2 here with the count. And he struck out looking with the ball on the outside corner. Number 21, Bryson Cornett is the pitcher for the Lions.
Now batting is number 27, Jared Jones.
Jones steps in and swings at the first pitch. So he's quickly down 0-1. Takes the second pitch inside, but it's a strike, and he's down 0-2 here.
I thought you meant her dog. Because she was. He's not there anymore. Where'd he go? To get the dog.
Just outside for ball one.
What dog? The one right there.
Jones goes down swinging, so quickly the Warriors have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That brings up number 4, Tanner Glass.
Now batting is number 4, Tanner Glass.
First pitch swinging is Glass. He swings through it. Glass hitting .435 as he fouls off the second. He's down 0-2. Glass knocks it into right field for the hit. And with 2 outs, Glass and the Warriors have got 1 on here in the bottom of the first. That brings up number 12, Julio Justo. Justo hitting .471. He's got 10 hits on the season, 23 at bats. Glass with a small lead at first. Warriors with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Justo, first pitch swinging. It's in left field, and it's out of the park left field. And that's going to score 2 for the Warriors as Justo goes long ball here in the bottom of the first. So with 2 down, the Warriors get back-to-back hits and score 2 runs off the home run ball by Julio Justo. Quentin Bent swings through the first ball for a strike. That one's just inside for the ball, so Bent now 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Bent hitting .262. That one's just fouled down the third base line. Now 1-2 the count for Bent and the Warriors. Two balls, 2 strikes. Lions pitcher Cornette was cruising right along until that home run by Justo. Bent continues to battle in his at-bat here at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Warriors up 2-0. Off speed is inside, and the count now full for Bent and the Warriors. Strikes him out, but not before the Warriors get 2 on 2 hits and the homer by Julio Justo. The Warriors lead 2-0 as we head into the top of the second. You listen to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. Top of the second brings up Gara for the Lions. Bennett low on the first pitch to him, so 1-0 the count. Bennett steps and delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Emmanuel 1 and 2 in conference play as they played a series versus Belmont Abbey. 1-1 pitch from Bennett. Swung on for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled out of play. One-two pitch from Bennett. Swung on and he struck out. For the first out of the top of the second.
Now batting is number 20, Will Pittman.
Brings up Pittman for the Lions, here with 1 down. Pittman, a freshman. Steps in and fouls off the first pitch. A check swing foul off for Pittman and the Lions. Pittman hitting .556. Takes that one for strike two.
Yeah,
0-2 pitch, high, ball one. One-two pitch from Bennett. In there for the second strikeout of the inning.
Now batting is number 7, George Villalobos.
It says Jorge, but he goes by George.
So that brings up number 7, the right-handed hitter Villalobos. With 2 outs here in the top of the second. Off speed catches the inside corner for strike one. Oh, 1 from Bennett. Way too inside that time. It counts evens at 1-1. Villalobos hitting 194, 7 hits on 36 at-bats. That one's low for ball 2. Bennett working off of 2 straight strikeouts here in the top of the second. Trailing in the count at 2-1. He takes the sign from his catcher. Starts the windup and delivers. It's in there for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and that one's fouled back. Count stays at 2-2. Just outside, and that drives the count to 3-2. And nobody on for the Lions. 2 down. Lions still looking for their first hit of this contest here in the top of the second. There it is. Villalobos drives one into left. And he is successfully on for the first hit for the Lions.
Now batting is number 25, Dustin McNichol.
That brings up Dustin McNichol. As he takes the signs from his third base coach. 2 down here. 1 on, trailing 2-0 in the top of the second. Small lead at first. Pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Bennett and the Warriors on a 5-game winning streak heading into this first Conference Carolinas series. Oh, 1 pitch from Bennett. It's in there for strike 2. Throw to first. Runners back in time. Two-step lead at first. McNichol down 0-2. Time called in the box. Bennett steps back on and takes the sign from his catcher. Checks the runner at first. Sets, steps and delivers the 0-2 pitch, and it's popped up into right field. And it's put away, and the Warriors get out of the top of the first with no damage. Hold the Lions at 0. We'll head to the bottom of the second with your Warriors up and leading in the game 2-0. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So with your Warriors up 2-0, we head into the bottom of the second. Devin Patrick swings on the first pitch and fouls it back. Patrick hitting .281 as he takes strike 2. So down 0-2, leading off the bottom of the second. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Warriors lead 2-0 here as Patrick swings through it and strikes out for the first out, the bottom of the second. So that brings up number 7, Bryson Fowler, the freshman out at East Enola, Georgia.
Now batting is number 7, Bryson Fowler.
So 1 out, Fowler steps into the box. And that's a ball for Fowler and the Warriors here. Remember, Southern Wesleyan will play a doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch at 1. That one's high for ball 2. Oh. 2-0 pitch is hit into left. 2 bouncers thrown back in by the left fielder, and Patrick has the Warriors going here in the bottom of the second. That brings up number 10.
Now batting is number 10, DJ Ludwig.
DJ Ludwig. Fowler has his lead at first. Ludwig now. Right-handed hitter. One down. Swings through the first pitch. Cornette's given up 3 hits already here in 1 1/3 innings. Ludwig able to hold on to that. Evens the count at 1-1. Fowler with a 2-step lead at first. Cornette steps and delivers. Off speed, it's in the dirt, but his catcher's able to keep it at his feet. Holds Fowler at first. Popped up into the infield. And the shortstop's able to gather it in for out number 2. That brings up number 1, Ty King Richards.
Number 1, Ty King Richards.
Freshman out of Snellville, Georgia, comes up with 2 down, 1 on, and the Warriors up 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Lions playing Richards straight up in the outfield as he takes the second pitch high and inside for ball 2. Two-step lead at first for Fowler. 2-0 pitch from Cornette. Pops straight up. And that's going to end the inning. So the Warriors will head to the top of the third, leading 2-0 here. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So we head to the top of the third. And first pitch swinging is number 30, Lacrosse. He's quickly 0-1 here in the top of the third, trailing 2-0 to the home team Warriors. Bennett steps and delivers low and outside for ball one. One pitch from Bennett. Swung on for strike two. And Bennett gets another strikeout here to start the third inning for the Warriors.
Now batting is number 23, Demetrius Foster.
That brings up Demetrius Foster, the freshman out of Douglasville, Georgia, steps in with one out. Bennett steps and delivers and swung on. Strike one. Bennett's done a good job already in 2 1/3 innings of getting ahead in the count.
Do you know how many? That's okay. Do you know how many strikeouts Aaron has? I was just gonna tweet it if you knew.
The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike two. Bennett looking for his 5th strikeout here. And he's up 0-2 on Foster. That one's outside, trying to get Foster to chase it. Foster lays off. Count now 1-2, 1 out here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. Warriors up 2-0 as Bennett takes the sign. Steps and delivers. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that's going to be strikeout number 5 for Bennett and the Warriors.
Now batting is number 5, Brock Backham.
So with 2 outs, number 5, Backham comes in. The left-handed hitter. Second time around for him, and he swings through the first. Bennett steps and delivers with the 0-1. Just a little too far inside, so that evens the count at 1-1. Aaron Bennett leads the Warriors with 20 strikeouts. He's got 5 on the day. And he's looking for number 6 here as he's ahead in the count, 1-2. Bennett also leads the team with 2 wins and an ERA of 2.7. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch comes from Bennett looking for strikeout 6. And he gets it, looking. And the Warriors are going to head to the bottom of the third, leading 2-0. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. For the Warriors shortstop. Swings at the 0-1 pitch. One bouncer to the pitcher, and it's lobbed over to first for the first out of the bottom of the third. And that's going to bring up number 27, Jones, for the Warriors.
Now batting is number 27, Jared Jones.
Jones ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. That one touches the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Jones. He lays off it. That's ball 2. Jones likes the right center part of the outfield. And right now they are shading him to left center with a big gap into right. 3 balls, 1 strike. Two bouncer to short, thrown over, and it's there in time for the second out of the inning. And that brings up number 4, Tanner Glass.
Now batting is number 4, Tanner Glass.
That one's in the dirt for ball 1. And that one's high to Glass, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. High for ball 3. Glass is going to be on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Brings up number 12, Julio Justo.
Now batting is number 12, Julio Justo.
That ball's in the dirt for ball 1.
That's all right.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Glass on first for the Warriors, who lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Inside pitch, 2-0 now as Justo's in control.
Unless everybody hit a home run.
2-0 pitch is popped up. The first baseman for the Lions is able to gather it in, and that's going to be the third out. And we'll head to the top of the fourth with your Warriors leading 2-0. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. Number 9, Nichols, steps in on the top of the 4th for the Lions, who trailed 2-0. That first pitch by Bennett is inside for ball 1. Bouncer back to the pitcher, delivered to first, and Bent's able to pull it out of the dirt for out number 1.
Now batting is number 34, Quinn Tomasino.
Tomasino now steps in. Bennett takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1. Richards shaded into right center. A little bit of a shift on here for the Warriors defense. Now 2-0. Tomasino ahead in the count. Swings through it for strike 1. Low for ball 3, so Tomasino ahead in the count. 1 out, nobody on for Tomasino and the Lions. And that's going to be a walk for Tomasino, and he will be on at first.
Now batting is number 17, Kyle Gara.
That brings up number 17, Gara, with 1 down in the top of the 4th. Fouled off by Gara. And that ball is low. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Gara and the Lions. 1 out here in the top of the 4th, trailing 2-0. Tomasino with a 2-step lead at first. Bennett delivers the 2-1, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Count even now at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here with 1 on for the Lions. And that's popped up. The Warriors second baseman up and under it for the out. So 2 outs now. Ludwig able to put that one away for the Warriors. Pittman now steps in with 2 outs and 1 on. Throw to first. Runners back in time. Throw to first again. So there's 2 down here. Warriors lead 2-0. Lions have 1 on. That's Simiso is on at first. That's it in the right center. Richards gives chase, but it's going to be the right fielder who puts it away for the Warriors. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Warriors leading 2-0. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network.
We would like to remind everyone that the concession.
The NCCAA mission states, "We serve members by setting association standards, developing communications resources, providing regional and national competition, and partnering in outreach to our communities and the world." Bylaws, eligibility, statistics, and championships are all part of being an athletic association. Our services help propel intercollegiate athletics on and off campus.
Warriors is number 6, Quentin Bent.
So as we head into the bottom of the 4th, Warriors lead 2-0. Bent steps in. First pitch swinging. Warriors with 3 hits on the afternoon. 2 runs scored on Julio Justo's 2-run homer to left field. And since then, there's not been much doing for either team. Bent now takes the 1-1 low and inside for ball 2. Cornett continues for the Lions. He throws it in there for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes as Bent pops one up to center field. And that's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up number 5, Devin Patrick, the junior from Maryland. Step in and hit from the left side.
Now batting is number 5, Devin Patrick.
First pitch from Cornett is inside. Second one is outside. That pitch is fouled out of play. Low for ball 2. And actually, it's 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here for Patrick and the Warriors. That's going to run at the full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on for the Warriors. Three-two pitch is swung on and missed, so the strikeout for Cornett. And the Lions get out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting is number 7, Bryson Fowler.
That brings up number 7, Fowler, for the Warriors, and that pitch is high for ball 1. That one's outside for ball 2. The Warrior catcher had 2-0. Swings on it, and it bounces to the third baseman who plays it. And the play by the first baseman of the Lions, he's able to dig it out of the dirt and maintain control for out number 3. So we're going to head to the top of the 5th with your Warriors leading 2-0. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. Bennett continues to pitch for the Warriors. He's ahead with 1 strike here. 0-1 is low and outside. Remember, the Warriors will be back in action tomorrow. First pitch at 1. It'll be a double header to try to finish up the series. 1-1 pitch. Slapped into left field. He turns first hard, and he's going to return back to the bag. But a leadoff hit and single for the Lions.
Now batting is number 25, Dustin McNichol.
So that brings up McNichol, as the Lions have a runner on with nobody out, trailing 2-0 here in the top of the fifth. Two-step lead at first. He squares the bunt, pulls it back. That's ball one. So the Lions may be aggressive here to try to get a runner in scoring position. Bennett checks the runner, steps and delivers, and now it's cut on and out of play by Nichols. So 1-1. Runner looks like he may get a good lead on. He does, and it's into left field. And with the Warriors with a shift on, that's going to likely score a runner, but it's going to hold him at third, and Nichols in with a double. And the Lions got something going here in the top of the fifth.
Now batting is number 30, Kyle LaCrosse.
And with nobody out and two on in scoring position, the Lions Lacrosse, number 20, number 30 steps in. And he swings through that pitch by Bennett. So the first time Bennett's really been in any kind of trouble with two on in scoring position. But he leads 2-0. Nobody out here. He's up 0-1 on Lacrosse. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, and that's strike two. So Lacrosse chokes up now, down 0-2. He's got runners in scoring position. Bennett delivers the 0-2. Bouncer to third as Justo throws it to first, not in time. The throw back to third, and they got him. And now he calls him safe. Sure looked like he went to the outside and changed it back to safe, and that's going to put three Lions on here in the top of the fifth. Nobody out.
Now batting is number 23, Demetrius Foster.
So number 23, Foster, the left-handed hitter, up with nobody out and everybody on. Warriors are in at the corners. Double play depth up the middle, and that's going to be ball one for Bennett and the Warriors. Warriors lead 2-0 here off of a two-run homer by Julio Justo in the bottom of the first. Bennett takes the sign from Fowler, checks the runner at third, steps and delivers. And he evens the count at 1-1. One pitch now comes from Bennett. Outside for ball two. Counts 2-1, nobody out. Bases loaded. 2-1 pitch comes from Bennett, and that's going to be hit into the gap. Richards gives chase, and it's off the wall in right center. 1 across, 2 across, and that's going to be a stand-up double. And the score is tied at 2.
Now batting for the Lions is number 5, Brock Bacco.
And we're going to have a visit to the mound. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So Bennett will stay in. No activity in the Warrior bullpen as of yet. There's no outs, 2 on. And the Lions have already pushed 2 across here. That ball gets through Husto. And Shao not able to come up with it. So that's going to score another for the Lions. And now the Lions will have runners on the corners and lead 3-2. Nichols now steps in with nobody out. And 3 runs across already for the Lions. They've got runners on the corners. And the Warriors at regular depth in the infield. That one's in there for strike 1 against Nichols. Oh, 1 pitch now. Bennett checks the runner at first, comes to a set position. He steps and delivers. And the Lions really starting to turn now and find some success down the left field side here, as that one's just foul. Bennett in control here, 0-2. But there are no outs with 2 runners on. The Lions have pushed 3 across here in the top of the 5th. Again down the third baseline, foul. Nobody out. 0-2 the count. Runner goes, and Justo not able to come up with it, and it's into left field. So that's going to push 4 across. here in the top of the fifth for the Lions. They now lead 4-2.
Now batting is number 34, Quinn Tomasino.
I think you missed one.
Me?
No, not you. This guy's on third.
Tomasino now with nobody out and runners on the corner. Bennett throws it across for strike one. Now we'll have activity down in the Warriors bullpen.
It's not on an air. So just go back.
4-2. Lions lead here in the top of the fifth. Bennett steps off. We reset. Shao goes to second for the first out of the inning, but it's going to send the fifth runner across for the Lions.
Now batting is number 17, Kyle Gara.
That brings up number 17, Gara, for the Lions here. Lions now with 6 hits, 5 runs here, all in the top of the fifth. 1 out. Bennett with an off speed that just gets outside for ball 1. That one in there for a strike for Bennett and the Warriors. 1-1 the count, 1 out, 1 runner on at first. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on at second. Popped up into center, but it's going to be out of here. The 2-run homer extends the lead to 7-2. That pitch driven into almost dead center field.
Now batting is number 20, Will Pittman.
Pittman now steps in for the Lions. So with 1 out, nobody on. The Lions, though, have pushed 7 across here in the top of the fifth. Now leads 7-2. Two balls, no strikes now. As Bennett and the Warriors looking for out number 2. 3 balls, no strikes. Four straight balls. We're going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 5th. The Warriors trail 7-2 with 1 out here in the 5th. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So new pitcher for the Warriors is number 30, Cole Standifer, the sophomore out of Jupiter, Florida. He throws a strike for his first pitch. Standifer comes in. The Warriors trailing 7-2. He's got 1 out, 1 on over at first. Off speed. Evens the count at 1-1. Standifer is low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
No, this is Cole's first batter.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on for the Lions, who put up 7 here in the top of the 5th.
It was four straight balls.
I thought you were being for real.
That ball lifted over the right field, a long run by the right fielder, and it's going to fall in there for another hit for the Lions.
Now batting is number 25, Dustin McNichol.
McNichol now stepping in as the Lions have 2 on, 1 out here in the 5th. First pitch from Standifer is low for ball 1. Seems as though our home plate umpire has shrunk the strike zone. Second pitch is in there, and that might be gone as well. And that's a 3-run home run for the Lions, who now lead 10-2. All 10 runs here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting is number 30, Kyle Lacrosse.
That brings up Lacrosse for the Lions. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Standifer delivers, and it's fouled up and over top of us for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Off speed has passed him for the second strike. The wind is blowing straight out here, and we do have high winds after 6 days of straight rain. Count now even at 2-2. 2-2 pitch is high. Count now full. Full count pitch bounced in there, and that walks him and puts another runner on for the Lions here in the top of the 5th. Right now the Warriors just needing something good to happen here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting is number 23, Demetrius Foster.
The wind really whips now from right to left. Foster now ahead in the count, 1-0. 1 out, 1 on for the Lions. Swung on, and we're even at 1-1. Two-step lead over at first. Foster with a 1-1 count. Standifer steps and delivers. And that one's low and bounces to the backstop. Fowler not able to stay in front of it. Two balls, one strike, one out here in the top of the fifth. As the Lions have blown this thing open at 10-2, all 10 runs coming in this inning. Standifer delivers, evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Pitch is delivered and it's popped up. Bent's got a beat on it and is able to put it away. And that's out number 2 here in the fifth.
Now batting is number 5, Brock Baucom.
That brings up Baucom with 2 outs, 1 on. Runners at second for the Lions. Swung on and missed there. And Standifer ahead in the count.
Oh, wait, sorry, they're leading game 2?
Game 2, it is now currently tied 2-2.
Oh, they're coming back. There's a lot of people playing today. Making up from all this rain.
Oh, Palm Beach, Atlantic.
Standifer's 0-1. He's in there for strike 2. And Standifer ahead in the count, 0-2 with 2 outs here. So the 0-2 pitch now coming from Standifer. And it's hit over to Justo. And Timo there to pull it in. That's going to be a hit, though, for the Lions.
Number 9, Jake Nichols.
And the inning continues as Nichols now up with 2 outs, and he's got Lions on the corners. Runner goes, off speed is ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Lions have runners at second and third. That one's high for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. That's going to be ball 3. Standifer. Ball's behind here, and actually the count's 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 10-2 in favor of the Lions here in the top of the fifth, and that's it. The Warriors finally able to shut down the top of the fifth. Not before the Lions pushed 10 across. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network.
Now batting for your Warriors is number 10, DJ Ludwig.
So we head to the bottom of the fifth, and your Warriors now trail 10-2. Ludwig steps into the box, first pitch swinging, as Cornett continues to throw for the Lions. And that's going to be called a fair ball, and he's going to be called out. Gillespie here. Arguing that it fouled off of his hitter, which would have made the ball dead. We'll have a conversation between the home plate umpire and the first base umpire. The call is out. And it's going to stay out. Coach Gillespie is going to let him have it. So at 10-2, he's going to argue that call, as our own hitter stood in the box as if nothing was there. So interesting to me that the reaction of all the players was that it was a foul, but yet the call is the out. So nonetheless, it's going to be one out here in the bottom of the fifth. And that's going to bring up your center fielder, Ty King Richards.
Now batting is number 1, Ty King Richards.
So that pitch is outside. One ball, one strike, and that one's high for ball 2. Two-0 pitch is high and inside for ball 3. And that one's high, and that's going to be 4 balls, sending Richards to first.
And then this song comes on.
Your shortstop, Timo Schau, will step into the box.
Number 2, Timo Schau.
Schau's got one out. A runner on at first. Schau, first pitch swinging into left field. Richards turns at second and is held up at third, and Schau's in with a stand-up double for the Warriors. So one out, and the Warriors got two on, both in scoring position here in the bottom of the fifth. Warriors trail 10-2 after a 10-run top of the fifth for the Lions. So conversation at the mound between the catcher and the pitcher for the Lions. 10-4 in hits, leading by the Lions there. They also lead 10-2 in runs.
I have no idea what they're saying.
So it's going to be Jones who steps into the box against Cornett.
Jared Jones.
We do have activity in the Lions bullpen down the right field line. That pitch is going to be outside for ball one. The Warriors hoping to be able to get some of those 10 runs back here in the bottom of the fifth.
Or like a thing, not like a name.
That one's in the dirt, and Richards is going to score. Richards was heads up running, and he was moving as that ball got away from the catcher. And that scores the third run for the Warriors, first here in the bottom of the fifth. So Schau moved to third. And Jones now ahead in the count at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Jones takes it inside for ball 3. 3-0 pitch now to Jones. In there for strike 1. Jones swings through the 3-1. I think Jones was trying to drive that one out of the ballpark. 3-2 pitch. High and outside, and that's going to walk Jones. And that's going to be a meeting at the mound by the Lions head coach. And it's going to be a pitching change for the Lions. We'll take a timeout as the Warriors trail 10-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So new pitcher for the Lions is number 1, Bridges. And the off speed just misses Glass. And that's going to be ball 1 for Glass and the Warriors. Warriors with 1 out and runners on the corners. Glass bounces it foul down the third baseline.
The answer is no. She should look on the website. The dates are posted.
All of the soccer camps are up for the summer. And Corey and Josh are doing their camps together.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on the corners for Southern Wesleyan. 1 out. Throw to first, not in time. Bridges checks the runner. Throws at the first. Jones is back. Jones doing a good job over at first. Bridges steps and throws. It's low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Bridges tried to go with the quick slide step when he brought it home. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Jones with a 3-step lead over at first. Glass with a chopper to third. He's going to go to first with it, but the Warriors get 1. So Glass is able to knock 1 in. The Lions also get an out. So with 2 outs, the Warriors have pushed 2 across, and they still have 1 on as Julio Justo comes in. The off speed hits him, and Justo takes it off the left shoulder. He'll head to first. And with 2 outs, Bent steps up with 2 on. Warriors trailing 10-4.
Now batting is number 6, Quentin Bent.
We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Warriors have pushed 2 across here. With 2 outs, they've got 2 on, and Bent steps in against Bridges. The throw to second. And Jones gets back just in time.
Third base call? Third base call or the one for DJ?
The one they called him out. The one for DJ, they called him out.
It's really rough having him by that first.
Off speeds in there for strike 1. Right now it's blowing straight out to left. Seemingly anything in the air has been going over the fence. That one's low and inside, but for strike 2. We haven't seen that call from the home plate umpire in over 2 innings. So 0-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Bent takes the off speed. And he's called out over at first. So that ends the inning. And Southern Wesleyan gets 2. And now trailed 10-4 here, heading into the 6th. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. Tomasino steps in for the Lions, who lead 10-4. Standifer in for the Warriors. Throws it by Tomasino for strike number 1. And that's low for ball 1. One is in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Standifer delivers the 1-2, and that's in there for a strikeout.
Now batting is number 17, Kyle Garland.
With 1 out, the off speed's in there for strike 1. And that one's going to get into right center. Base hit there for the Lions. It gives them 11 hits on the afternoon.
Now batting is number 20, Will Pittman. What just happened?
That's what I was thinking. I got it in the
Pittman steps in with 1 out, 1 on. Swings through the first for strike 1. Two-step lead over at first with 1 out. 0-1 pitch comes in there, and it's popped up out of play. So now Standifer and the Warriors had an account 0-2.
You're just like, did I really just say that? Yes. Yes, I did.
Throw over to first, not in time. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Standifer sets, checks the runner, steps and throws, and that's going to be high and inside for the ball.
Oh my gosh. Tomorrow.
Throw to first. The count even at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Standifer with 1 on. Throws it in the dirt, and that gets away from Fowler. And the runner, Tomasino, heads to second with 1 out here. Full count for Pittman and the Lions. And that walks him. So now 1 out, but 2 on for the Lions. That brings up number 7, Villalagos.
Now batting is number 7, George Villalobos.
Standifer now with 2 on. 1 out. Warriors can't afford to give up any more runs here, as we're in the second half of this single. Today we play the doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch at 1. as the Warriors and much of Conference Carolina is trying to get their ball games in Sunday, Monday due to all the rain. First pitch is a ball, as there's activity now in the Warrior bullpen. The lights are on here at C. Keith Connor Field. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, ball 2. So the Lions with 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Your Warriors with 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Activity in the left field bullpen for the Warriors. Likely that little timeout was to give that person more time to get warmed up and ready. This may be Standifer's last batter. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2 on for the Lions. 2-0 pitch, high for ball 3. .30 pitch. There's another ball, and that's going to load the bases with 1 out here. And it brings up number 25.
Now batting is number 25, Dustin McNichol.
Dustin McNichol steps in for the Lions. And pitching coach Pollock comes out for the Warriors. He hasn't indicated a change yet. So there's 1 out. Standifer at this point looks to stay in with bases loaded. And there's the signal to the left field bullpen, and we're going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 6th. With your Warriors trailing 10-4, we're going to take a timeout. As you're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network.
The NCCAA mission states, "We are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ. Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives."
McElvey on the mound for the Warriors. Bases loaded, 1 out. That pitch is framed up for a strike. McNichol now down 0-1. He's got bases loaded here. And the inside pitch is strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch now. Little high for ball. 1-2.
Other side. There he is again. Literally every day I see you. I feel like I see you every single day, right?
1 ball, 2 strikes for McNichol and the Lions. And he struck out. So now the Warriors with 2 outs.
Now batting is number 30, Kyle Lacrosse.
As Lacrosse steps in for the Lions. Warriors trying to get out of here without any more damage. Right now, though, 2 outs with bases loaded. That one's low for ball 1.
We're just reminding you of the fact that we pass each other in the cars every single day. And we did it all fall.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Lacrosse in the box here. That pitch is across for strike 1.
And I'm leaving around 4. And then when you come in later, I am got extra back on campus.
1-1 pitch
Son, do you still work at that restaurant?
is delivered. It's fouled out of play.
Put in there once. And it was for SWU pizza. Yeah, I saw like
McElvey with the 1-2 and fouled out of play.
I feel like you should say that. You know, apron.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. 10-4, Lions in control here in the top of the 6th. That one's in there for strike 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Your Warriors trail 10-4 here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So as we head to the bottom of the sixth, the Warriors down 10-4. Patrick steps in. He takes the first pitch for an outside ball. Bridges with a 1-0. Patrick hits it into left. The left fielder is able to reach up and put it out for out number 1. That brings up number 7.
Batting is number 7, Bryson Fowler.
Bryson Fowler with 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. That one's low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Hit into the gap. And that's going to be a single for number 7, Mr. Fowler. That's going to bring up number 10, DJ Ludwig. So Ludwig steps in with 1 out, 1 on. Bridges delivers his first one low for a ball. The 1-0 from Bridges. Fouled back. Evens the count at 1-1. As the wind continues to whip here at C. Keith Connor Field, blowing straight out the left. That one's going to get to the backstop. It advances the runner to second. It's Fowler with a lead off a second. Ludwig takes the strike, evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner in scoring position at second. Chopper to short. Throw over to first is in time. Runner advances. Fowler to third. So with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, the Richards, the Warriors center fielder, steps into the box. The Warriors need to tack on runs anytime they can. Down 6 here in the bottom of the 6th. Richards' first pitch swinging, and that one's going to get out of play. Just outside the Lions bullpen. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Warriors got a runner on third. Lions playing Richards straight up. And he tries to chop it down the right field line. That time just foul. So now Richards in a hole at 0-2. He chokes up as Bridges now works out of the stretch. Steps and delivers, and that's going to be a strikeout for Bridges and the Lions. And we'll head to the top of the 7th with your Warriors trailing 10-4. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. Back at C. Keith Connor Field.
Tori and Josh are both getting their camps together.
First pitch to Foster is inside for ball one. McEvely with pitch number 2 in the dirt for ball 2. Top of the 7th, Warriors trailed 10-4 to the visiting Lions. That pitch way outside for ball 3. 3-0 pitch now. High for ball 4, and Foster on 4 pitches heads to first. That's going to bring up number 5. Baucom will come up. 11 hits for the Lions.
Now batting is number 5, Brock Bronco.
Baucom now finally steps into the box for the Lions. So there's no outs here in the top of the 7th, 1 on. That's Foster over at first. First pitch swinging, it's popped up and out of play. The 0-1 pitch now. Throw over to first, and he's back in time. Oh, one's in there for a strike. Baucom now down 0-2. He fights one off the left field, and that's going to find the hole in left. That's going to put 2 on for the Lions here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting is number 9, Jake Nichols.
So Jake Nichols steps in for the Lions with nobody out and 2 on here in the top of the 7th. Lions lead 10-4 off of 12 hits. First pitch is just outside. Time is called by Nichols. One ball, no strikes, nobody out, 2 on. The runners go. It's a hit and run, and here come the Lions. Going to score from second is Foster. And the Lions able to attack another runner, another run on here in the top of the 7th. Hit into the left. And the runners are going to hold. As that one's able to get in there for another hit for the Lions.
Now batting is number 17, Kyle Gara.
Gara now steps in for the Lions. With the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the seventh, the Lions have already scored one. And adds to their lead at 11-4.
For some reason, G was telling me about that light. It looks like it's a 4, but it's really a 1.
That's just going to be outside for ball one. No activity in the Warriors bullpen.
I could tell. That keeper mixing. I could tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know you.
That's going to be chopped down to third and just out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody out. The 1-1 pitch. High and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Bases loaded for the Lions. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases loaded here. As the pitch is delivered and it's in there. That's a strikeout.
Now batting is number 20, Will Pittman.
That brings up number 20, Pittman, as he steps into the box with bases loaded, 1 out. Time's called. First pitch to Pittman is low for ball 1. Throw into second is bobbled. They get the out at second, but no throw to first. So that's going to score another run for the Lions. But it'll be the second out of the inning.
Is number 7, George Villalobos.
And we might have a pinch runner at first. As number 4 steps in for Pittman at first. Brandon Taylor is your pinch runner over at first for the Lions. So 2 outs. 2 on for the Lions. That one's going to be just outside. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Emmanuel has put 2 across here in the top of the 7th. 12-4 is the lead for the Lions. Runner at first goes. Throw to second. It's going to one bounce into center. That's going to score another run for the Lions here in the top of the 7th. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second for the Lions.
Does anyone want anything from concession stand? Everyone golden? Surprise you? That is a very dangerous thing to say.
The 1-0 pitch. Just outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on at second. And that's Taylor at second, the pinch runner for Pittman. The 2-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. The 2-1 pitch now. And that's going to just be fouled down the right field line. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on at second. Actually, home plate umpire has 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes. Then it's hit over to second. Scooped up, thrown to first. And the Warriors, after giving up 3 to the Lions, head to the bottom of the 7th, down 13-4. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. To the bottom of the 7th we head, and Timo Schau heads to the plate for the Warriors. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it off out of play. Second pitch is a ball. 1-1 now. Timo swings through that one, and now Bridges in control at 1-2. 1-2 pitch now. Chop to third. High bouncer. Thrown over successfully to first for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Warriors with 5 hits on the evening, 4 runs.
Now batting is number 27, Jared Jones.
As number 27, Jones steps into the box against Bridges. First one's low in the dirt. That one hits the outside corner for strike 1, evens the count at 1-1. That one's way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Two 1 pitch. Hit right back to the pitcher. That's flipped over to first in time for the second out here in the bottom of the 7th. That brings up number 4 for the Warriors.
Now batting is number 4, Tanner Glass.
Glass now set to go against Bridges here in the bottom of the 7th. That one's low, so the count's even at 1-1. That one's low and in the dirt outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. And Glass swings through that one, and now we've got a full count here with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 pitch. In the dirt, walks Glass, and the Warriors have got a runner on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting is number 12, Julio Gusto.
That brings up Justo, who got the Warriors on the board early in the bottom of the 1st with a 2-run home run. Glass over at first. As Justo swings at the first pitch and puts it into left field. Glass gets the third. And Justo with a stand-up double here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up number 6, Quentin Bent. Before that happens, number 18.
Now running. Now running for Justo is number 18, Nolan Stevens.
That's going to be Stevens as the pinch runner for Justo at second. Glass
Now
at
batting
third.
for your Warriors is number 6, Quentin Bent.
And Bent will be the batter for the Warriors. And the wind just continues to blow hard out to the left. So first pitch here to Bent with 2 outs, 2 on. Off speed is hit in the air. And that's a 3-run shot
Now look, this isn't gonna sound natural.
by Bent.
Home run, Quentin Bent. Quentin, I'm trying.
Wait, is Devin up?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Clinton
What, you
something.
have to play first.
So the Warriors match the Lions with 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. And now trail 13-7. Again, seemingly anything that gets hit solid in the air to the left is going to be gone with the high winds.
Goosebumps remix.
That brings up Patrick. Nobody on and 2 outs, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 pitch from Bridges. Swung on. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Warriors have scored 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Patrick, 2 bouncer to second. That's going to end the inning. Not before the Warriors get 3. And now trail the Lions 13-7. We head to the top of the 8th. Listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. As we head to the top of the 8th, and the Warriors trail 13-7. I'm not really sure what the call was there. There was time called, so I'm not sure if that was a strike of the foul off the bottom of the bat or not. So we'll go to the second pitch here. And that one's chopped down the third baseline. So it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is delivered. It's outside for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch bounced over to third. Bent's able to receive the throw from Shaw. That's going to be 1 down here in the top of the 8th. It's number 30, Lacrosse steps into the box.
Or tomorrow morning when I'm working at my house.
Just outside for ball 1.
See, we need to be here by. Game's at 1. So we probably want to be here by 11:30.
1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2.
I'll probably get to my office around 11ish.
Do we need anything for that?
No.
I just need you here at 11:30.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 out.
Probably be more
That
productive
pitch is
if I
low.
get here at 11 and just sit here and work.
3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 13-7 in favor of the Lions here in the top of the 8th. That one hits the outside corner. Three-one pitch now. Low, and that's going to walk lacrosse. So with 1 out, the Lions have 1 on.
Limestone 12-6.
Stop by.
And Foster steps in.
23, Demetrius Foster.
In the bottom of the 6th. Yep. Escalated quickly.
1 out, 1 on. Foster at the bat. First pitch swinging, hits it to left field. High in the air. It's brought in by Jones. So that's the 2nd out. Sends the runner back to first.
Limestone had one guy that hit 2.
So 2 down.
Batting is number 5, Brock Baugham.
That sends Baugham up for the Lions.
That's what I thought. Sounded better than it is. Hey, here's your surprise.
2-step lead over at first. First pitch swung on, hit to left, and it's going to stay in the park. And the Warriors get out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th with the Warriors trailing 13-7. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Your Warriors trail 13-7, and it's going to be number 7. Mr. Fowler, your catcher for today, heading to the plate.
And I went with women's basketball. I don't know where it goes.
First pitch is in there for a strike.
Crawled this close to my face in the restaurant. I almost screamed and I jumped out the seat. But I do not do roaches. Not here.
That's going to be strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. And that one's going to be low and inside for ball 1. 13-7. Favor of the Lions, who scored 10 in the top of the 5th. And that's going to be a strikeout for Bridges. As number 10 steps into the box, DJ Ludwig. Outside for ball 1.
Batting is number 10, DJ Ludwig. Easy recover.
1-0 is low for ball 2. Bounces through the hole between short and third. Ludwig's on for the Warriors. So with 1 out, the Warriors have 1 on, and Ty King Richards comes up to the plate.
Now batting is number 1, Ty King Richards.
Richards tries to put a bunt down, and it goes foul down the first base line. So the count now 0-1 for Richards. A lot of activity in the Lions bullpen. Throw to first. He's back in time. Fouled out of play. Count now 0-2. He's going to get in a rundown over at first. And tagged out for out number 2.
Yes. You were just watching pickle happen? Alright.
So 2 down here and nobody on for the Warriors as Richards has got an 0-2 count.
6,
That one's low for ball 1.
6, 3, 4, 3, space, CS.
That one's hit right into center field. The single for Richards. So the 2-out single by Richards brings up number 2. Your third baseman now.
Now batting is number 2, Timo Shao.
Timo Shao steps in with 2 down. Off speed's in there for strike 1. Throw to first. Snagged by the first baseman, saving a pass ball. 0-1 pitch. Fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Warriors have a runner on at first, and that's Richards. Warriors trail by 6 here in the bottom of the 8th. One ball, 2 strikes now, the count.
All I saw was you shake your head. I thought you were shaking your head at my statement.
Nope, someone else.
That one's outside, and the count now even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Bridges. High and outside. Count now full, which will send Richards in motion. And that's going to walk him. So now 2 on for the Warriors here, with Jones coming to bat. And a visit to the mound. And that's going to be potentially a pitching change, and it is, and it's going to bring in the left-hander from the bullpen. So we'll take a timeout as he gets warmed up. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So new pitcher for the Lions is Biss. He comes in with 2 down, 2 on for the Warriors. Jones steps into the box for Southern Wesleyan, and that first pitch is outside for a ball. The wind suddenly is calm. The next pitch is on the outside corner, 1-1. One is low for the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Jones swings through that one, so it's 2-2. Jones looking to drive one here. 2-2 comes from Biss, and that's in the dirt. So now the count's full, so the runners will be in motion with 2 outs. So that's Richards at second. Lions not holding anybody on. Time called by Jones. So we'll reset. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on for the Warriors. And he walks them. So the bases are loaded for number 4, Tanner Glass.
Now batting is number 4, Tanner Glass.
So 2 outs and the bases loaded. The Warriors need a hit here. Trailing by 6. Biss, first pitch to Glass,
Tanner Glass.
is high.
I heard that.
Ball 1.
That was funny. No.
1-0 to Glass is fouled off. Evens the count at 1-1. Pretty straight up in the outfield are the Lions for defense against Glass. Halfway on the corners, deep in the middle for the infield. And they say swung on that one, so that's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. The Warriors trail 13-7. 14 hits for the Lions, 9 for the Warriors. And he did not go, so the count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tanner Glass waits for the pitch, and he gets nailed in the left hip, and that sends him to first. But it brings home Ty King Richards for the 8th run for the Warriors, who now trail by 5. Number 28 batting for the Warriors.
Now batting for your Warriors is number 28, Connor Ewing.
So Connor Ewing steps in with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Warriors down 5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Time called. Late in that pitch sequence there for Ewing is granted the timeout. So the first pitch here to Ewing is called strike on the outside corner. Wind picks back up as it blows out the left here at C. Keith Connor Field. 0-1 now. Swung on and fouled out of play. So Ewing and the Warriors in a hole at 0-2. And 2 outs with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. Ewing's able to hold off on that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now is the count. 1-2 pitch to Ewing. Swung on. And that's going to be the third out. As the Lions get out of a huge jam, the Warriors get one, now trail by 5 as we head to the top of the 9th. You listen to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So we head to the top of the 9th. The Lions lead 13-8. And the first pitch is a strike to Nichols.
Ooh, that window.
So this is 28 stone. Here,
Nichols swings through that. So quickly the count's 0-2. That one's popped up into right centers. Richards gives chase. Not able to come up with it. And that is going to be a triple for Nichols and the Lions.
you got a pinch runner, number 3. Yeah. Now,
Now running for Nichols is number 3, Chase Parker. Batting for the Lions is number 34, Quinn Tomasino.
Tomasino now up to the plate for the Lions. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Warriors trail 13-8 to the visiting Lions. Strike one. The Warriors are in on the grass in the infield. Regular depth in the outfield. As a ball from the Lions bullpen enters the field of play. 0-1 is the count on the batter. Nobody out. Runner on at third. Count now 0-2. Oh-2 pitch is going to be in there for a base hit. And the Lions get the run back that the Warriors got in the bottom of the seventh, or bottom of the eighth. And push the lead back to 6 at 14-8.
19th run for him. Now running for Tomasino is number 19, Steven Skeggs.
Is that 17?
Is that 19?
Yep.
Now batting is number 17, Kyle Gara.
Gara steps in for the Lions. Nobody out and one on at first. Here in the top of the ninth, leading 14-8. The first pitch is high. The 1-0 pitch popped up. And right fielder is there to put it away for out number 1 here in the ninth.
That's a new batter. Now batting is number 4, Brandon Taylor.
Keith Contran.
That brings up number 4, Taylor, for the Lions. Throw to first, not in time. One down, one on. The Lions have already scored one here. That pitch is across for strike 1. Double play depth up the middle. Even with the bags at the corner. Ball to first, thrown to second. And Richards picks it up in center and goes to third. And he is in there safe. The Warriors have 2 down here in the top of the ninth. As number 7 steps into the box for the Lions. 2 down. 14-8, favor of the Lions. Remember, tomorrow's first pitch is at 1 o'clock, and they'll play 2 tomorrow. So that pitch is in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play. Oh, 2 pitch, just outside. That's ball 1. One-two pitch now. with a runner on third. 2 down here in the top of the ninth. It's a dribbler to short. That's going to score one as he's safe over at first. So both the short and the third baseman charged hard and not able to get to it in time to get enough on the throw to get the runner at first. So that's going to score the second run of this ninth inning for the Lions. 15-8 now in favor of the Lions here in this first of 3 in the conference opener for the Warriors. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, a runner on at first. That ball's low as well. And that's going to walk him and put 2 on for the Lions here in the top of the ninth. So 2 on, 2 outs. And the Lions have already put 2 across here in the top of the ninth. And it brings up 30. Lacrosse. First pitch to Lacrosse is low for ball 1. And our home plate umpire at times in this game has really shrunk the strike zone and slowed this game down. 1-0. To the 1-0 pitch. Gets past the catcher, and that's going to move the runners over. Second and third now with 2 down here in the top of the ninth. So pinch runner over at third. 2-0 the count at the plate. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2 on for the Lions, who've scored 2 here in the top of the 9th. And lead 15-8 off of 16 hits. That's strike 2. 2-2 the count now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that's going to be out number 3. Sends the Warriors to the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 7. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So as we head to the bottom of the 9th, your Warriors trail 15-8 in the first of 3 in the Conference Carolinas home opener. First pitch to Bent is outside for ball 1. Second pitch, ball 2.
No, we said it was impressive.
2-0 now.
I forgot I asked that.
Is high for ball 3.
It's always nice confirmation. I agree.
So on 4 pitches, Quentin Bent is going to take the walk.
You got a lot of cheering for this song.
Oh, that's Sawyer, though.
Oh, is it Sawyer?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. They're cheering for him.
And that brings up number 14, Sawyer Price,
Now batting is number 14, Sawyer Price.
the junior out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, up with nobody out. And that's going to be hit out into left field. So with nobody out, the Warriors have 2 on here in the bottom of the 9th.
Now batting is number 16, Sean Sute.
Number 16, Sute, steps in for the Warriors. He's got 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. That's outside for ball 1. Your Warriors trail by 7. 15-8.
Hey, whose game day graphics have you made?
All of tennis.
Tennis?
That one's in there for a strike. It evens the count at 1 apiece.
I was gonna say I didn't have those pictures, so I didn't. I was kind of going by day, but
Well, basketball, everything for tomorrow is done, so we're on to Tuesday now.
Bouncer to short is gloved,
So that's up to you what you want to call that.
but an error on the toss over to second.
I feel like it needs to be an error.
Loads the bases.
So give
Ludwig now with bases loaded, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 9th for the Warriors, and that's going to be a ball low with the off-speed pitch. Warriors riding a 5-game win streak. Need something special to happen here in the bottom of the 9th. That one's hit to short, to second, throw over to first, and he's safe as he dives into first. That's going to score 1 for the Warriors. So the Warriors will have 1 down.
Now batting is number 1.
Runners on the corners. As Ty King Richards comes to the plate for the Warriors.
it is going to be an earned run, yes.
He's going to hit just a short over to third, and that throw pulls him off the bag. And a quick
You saw it better than me. Don't see very much here.
dash out of the dugout for the Emmanuel coach. Asked the home plate umpire to get in on the conversation. Sure looked like from here. Similar view as the home plate umpire.
Sawyer should have been out. So he is not an earned run. No, because Sawyer should have been out on Sean's.
You'd be surprised if this gets overturned.
So technically right now you have got the
So right now we've got 1 out as the call stays, and the Warriors
third out. Everything else is earned.
able to push across another runner.
Now batting is number 2, Timo Xiao.
Here in the bottom of the 9th. So it's 15-10. 2 on, 1 out is Shao now. Takes the first pitch ball. So 1-0, 1 out. And that off speed gets in there for the strike. So evens the count at 1-all. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And is driven straight up at the pitcher, who actually got a glove on it. So that's going to be 2 outs. It does advance the runners to second and third.
Now batting is number 27, Jared Jones.
So with 2 down and runners on second and third, Jones steps into the box for the Warriors. Down 5. That one's going to be low for ball 1. Off speed, hangs high. Now 2 balls, no strikes. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th. That one's in there. Jones looking to extend the inning and the game for the Warriors here with a hit. The 2-1 is low. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. That one's in there. Full count now for Jones and the Warriors here in the bottom of the 9th. Just outside, and that's going to load the bases. For Tanner Glass.
Now batting is number 4, Tanner Glass.
So Glass steps in with 2 down, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. Warriors trailing by 5. That's low and outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch. In there for a strike. One pitch now to Glass. Off speed. It's going to get through. It's going to score 1. Ty Richards is sent. It's going to score 2. So Tanner Glass able to knock in 2. The Warriors have put 4 across here in the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to see a pitching change here by the Lions. So we'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network.
The NCCA mission states, "We are an association of Christ-centered collegiate institutions whose mission is to use athletic competition as an integral component of education, evangelism, and encouragement." The impact of the NCCAA has been felt for 50 years throughout the country and around the world. Encouraging mission trips is at the heart of this impact. We know short-term missions impacts everyone involved and changes the trajectory of lives. Sometimes it can affect the missionary as much or more than those being served. Our Sports Ministry Fund has supported more than 5,000 individuals via domestic and international missions. We exist not only to crown national champions, but to share the love of Christ wherever it is needed.
So the new pitcher for the Lions,
32. Tyler Mayfield.
Mayfield, the right-handed submarine pitcher, in against Ewing here. First pitch is low for the ball. So 2 on, 2 outs. Connor Ewing at the plate. 1-0 is the count. Warriors down 3. That one's high. 2 balls, no strikes. Difference in this game is the top of the 5th when the Emmanuel Lions are able to put 10 on the board. The 2-0 pitch. Nails Ewing. That's going to load it up for Bent and the Warriors. And the Warriors, riding a 5-game win streak, have had good luck in the bottom of the 9th or at the end of games with walk-offs already this season.
Now running for Ewing is number 8, Cole Rogers.
So the Warriors continue to battle here, fight back, have scored 8 runs in the last 3 innings. The 2 runs at the top of the inning by the Lions could prove to be huge.
Well, it's okay. When I met Miguel and Miguel on soccer, I was introduced to Miguel and
So Quentin Bent has a home run already tonight. And really right now, all the Warriors really want is a hit, which could score 2 and put the Warriors down 1. But if a home run was to happen, we'd have the 3rd walk-off. So here we go. First pitch to Bent with 2 outs and everybody on. And the pitch is low and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch now as the pitcher sets. And he hits Bent, and he's going to send another runner in for the Warriors. And the Warriors now within 2.
Now batting is number 14, Sawyer Price.
And that's going to bring up Sawyer Price, and we're probably going to have another pitching change here for the Lions. And we are. And so we'll take a quick timeout as the new Lion pitcher comes in. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network. So we're in the bottom of the ninth, and the Warriors have already put 5 across, but still trail by 2 at 15-13 here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. Bases are loaded. And the Warriors need a base hit to tie this thing up. That first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Price now readies for the 1-0. Time called by the hitter. As the ball from the Lions bullpen comes into play. 1-0 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded. Warriors trail by 2. The 1-0 pitch. In the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Price now waits for the 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. Warriors trying to extend the 5-game win streak here in the bottom of the ninth at C. Keith Connor Field. Bases loaded, 2-1 pitch. Hit over to right, and that's going to get in there. The Warriors are going to score 2. They're going to score 3 and win it. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. The Warriors have just come back, scoring 8 in the bottom of the ninth. Sawyer Price with the game-winning hit knocks in 3 to win the game 16-15 here at C. Keith Connor Field and extend their win streak to 6. The Warriors also get their first conference win, and they'll be back on the field tomorrow at 1 for the doubleheader right back here on the SWU Sports Network. Thanks for listening. The Warriors win 16-15 in the bottom of the ninth, getting their 3rd walk-off win of the season. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on the SWU Sports Network.